Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Ravens fans, buckle up because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL, and it involves one of the most disruptive defensive players in the league, Chris Jones. Yeah, you heard that right. The Kansas City Chiefs, currently sitting at 6-7 with some cap space constraints and a defense that's been a bit shaky, are reportedly open to trading their interior force, Chris Jones. And honestly, for Ravens fans, this could be one of those game-changing moves that alter our division and playoff landscape for years to come. Now, let's set the scene. The Chiefs, after a dominant run with Patrick Mahomes, have seen some struggles this season, especially on defense. Mahomes' injury-related absences and some inconsistent play have put them in a tight spot. Their defense, which used to be a strength, has been leaking yards and points. Their cap situation isn't ideal either, with around $2.8 million in cap space and about $28 million hitting in 2026. They're trying to reset, especially on their secondary, which has a PFF grade of just 62, signaling room for improvement. The idea here is that Kansas City might be looking to clear cap space, shed some salary, and perhaps build for the future, especially if they can acquire draft picks or promising prospects in return. But what about Chris Jones? Well, he's not just any player. He's a disruptor, a game wrecker who has consistently impacted games since entering the league from Mississippi State. His 2025 stats with the Chiefs are pretty impressive. 4 sacks in 13 games, 35 pressures, 12 QB hits, and a PFF pass rush grade of 90. 4. When he's healthy, he's a nightmare for offensive lines. His ability to generate pressure, stop the run, and collapse the pocket makes him one of the best interior defenders in the NFL. And considering the Chiefs' current struggles, it seems like they're willing to listen to offers, especially if it means alleviating cap pressures and acquiring draft capital. For the Ravens, this could be a huge boost. Remember, our defensive line has been playing well, especially after Wiggins' foot injury in December 2025. But adding a player of Jones's caliber could elevate us from a good defense to a dominant one. Think about it. With Jones alongside someone like Majibuik, who's been fantastic with a PFF grade of 88. Our interior line suddenly becomes a nightmare for opposing offenses. Not only would pressures increase by around 20%, but we'd see a significant reduction in yards allowed on the ground. Our sack total could go up by 9, and our EPA per pressure would jump as well. And let's not forget the broader playoff implications. The Ravens are currently fighting for a top seed, and bolstering our trenches with a player like Jones can be the difference maker in close games. His presence commands double teams, freeing up other pass rushers, and disrupting the timing of offenses like never before. The AFC North is already tough, but with Jones in the mix, our matchup advantage against rivals like the Browns or Steelers skyrockets. We could see a transformation similar to what the Eagles experienced after acquiring Fletcher Cox, a move that elevated their defense and helped them make a deep playoff run. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on the AFC playoff picture. Right now, the Super Bowl odds for the Ravens sit around +4, 500, but with a move like this, bookmakers might start shifting those numbers significantly. If Jones joins us, especially as we head into playoff season, he could be the X factor that pushes us from a good team to a true contender. His ability to dominate interior offensive lines, especially against teams like the Bengals, where interior pressure is crucial, cannot be overstated. Imagine him wreaking havoc in the trenches, creating turnovers, and setting up our secondary for success. And considering how the Ravens have been able to balance their offense with Lamar Jackson's dual-threat ability, a stout defense with a disruptive interior lineman like Jones would be a perfect complement. Plus, this move could send shockwaves through the AFC. The Bengals, Steelers, and even AFC West teams would need to reconsider their game plans. The Steelers, in particular, have been looking for ways to improve their offensive line, and facing a Ravens defensive front with Jones would be a nightmare. It's not just about stopping the run or pressuring the quarterback. It's about establishing control of the line of scrimmage, dictating the pace, and setting up the game for our offense to dominate. Looking further ahead, the Super Bowl odds could shift from +4, 500 to something more favorable, maybe around +2, 100, as the Ravens become one of the most feared teams in the league. The key here is the combination of Lamar Jackson's mobility, the strengthening of the defensive front, and the psychological impact of having a player like Jones on the field. Teams would have to game plan around him, and that opens up opportunities for our secondary and linebackers to make plays. Some fans might wonder about the cost. Well, trading for a player of Jones's caliber usually involves draft picks and cap considerations, but given the Chiefs' current situation, they might accept a deal that includes multiple picks or a promising young player. The Ravens, with their deep pool of draft assets and cap space, could be in a strong position to make a compelling offer. It's about balancing the immediate impact with future flexibility, and if it means elevating our defense to elite status, it's a move worth considering. Of course, any trade like this comes with risks. Jones has dealt with injuries, including a shoulder injury in Week 6 that kept him out for a game, but he returned strong with a 2-sack performance against the Broncos in Week 5. His career totals are impressive: 151 games, over 84. 5 sacks, 218 tackles, and more than 150 QB hits. His disruptive presence is comparable to some of the league's best interior defenders, and his ability to pressure the quarterback and anchor the run game makes him a perfect fit for the Ravens' defensive identity. And think about the bigger picture. This could be the start of a new era for Baltimore. Imagine a front line with Jones and Majubuik, backed by a secondary that's already improving under the guidance of our coaching staff. The Ravens would become a nightmare for offenses, especially in playoff settings where controlling the line of scrimmage is crucial. The potential for a deep postseason run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance, increases dramatically with a move like this. In conclusion, the possibility of acquiring Chris Jones is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could redefine our team's future. It's about elevating our defense to an elite level, creating chaos in the interior, and making the Ravens a true force to be reckoned with in 2025 and beyond. This move could be the catalyst that turns our already talented roster into a championship-winning machine, especially with Lamar Jackson leading the charge and a front line ready to dominate the trenches. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you believe Chris Jones could be the missing piece to take us all the way to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. Remember, this is a team that's always fighting, always grinding, and always looking to get better. So stay tuned because I'll be back soon with even more updates and insights. Keep the faith, keep the passion, and let's keep pushing toward that ultimate goal, another Lombardi trophy for Baltimore.